Hey folks, welcome back here to my channel Whiskey Wismar. My name is Christopher, and today here I have the newest batch of Glendronach's Cask Strength Edition here on my table. Not the actual bottle sample, but as comparison some older batches, at least the tubes. I won't taste them against this newer batch, but instead just wanted to highlight the difference in packaging. So up until batch 6, starting with batch 1, they had this lively here that you can see. So red lid and distinctly different color than the other bottlings of the time under Billy Walker's direction. And starting with the with the new ownership under Brown Forman, they had a new packaging as well. So from this to sort of greenish color and was quite distinct. Reminded one, however, a little bit of the old Revival. The only difference was that the color was very, very light for Glendronach Cask Strength. The batch 7 was really rather light, and I didn't get the chance to try it myself. I did not pursue a sample or a bottle of this, so because the word on the street, some voices, some opinions were not as flattering on batch 7. So I wanted to try batch 8 because few folks on various online forums and groups said it's once again a step up from what was there before. Second batch under Rachel Berry's direction, and for the first time actually with 10 years as an age statement on the label, on the back label I believe, not on the front label. So same composition of casks, so PX and Oloroso, 61% ABV, so a little higher than what was there before, but when it comes to cask strengths, when it's 55 or 61, it doesn't really matter. I guess if you dilute it down always the same amount, you get more for your money here, which is about 60 euros, 65 pounds, dollars, no idea. And yeah, we'll see. So I was quite keen on trying this. The last batch of Glendronach's Cask Strength that I owned, that I tried, was batch 4. This one over here. And the first one I started with batch 1, so I was quite delighted with that batch, with that bottling. I gave it 91, I believe, out of 100, so really, really high. It was great whiskey, quite dark, very powerful, intense, but over the time, as I said, I tried it again with batch 4. There were quite a number of similarities there, so it was very close to it, not as good as batch 1, but in a way very, very similar. And ever since, so 5, 6, 7, I just said, there's other interesting stuff on the market, so I'll try that instead. But now, almost 5 years since batch 1, it's time to try Glendronach Cask Strength again, and this one being the first was an age statement, so why not? Okay, I'll nose it, taste it, and then give it a mark. So what do we have here? Sweet, modern sherry. And with modern sherry I mean really this raisiny, caramelized, toffee-ish sweetness that you get if you, I think, pump sherry juice into a sherry that's not actually meant for consumption as sherry into a cask to flavor it. I get this with many newer whiskeys, And this is not unpleasant. This is something you really got used to in the last 5 to 8 years. But something that many folks who were used to the older stuff, the very fruity, balanced sherry whiskies from yesteryear, were not all that much into. But this is what you have here. There are still similarities to batch 4, for instance. I can still make out some of the rather overt sweetness. This is something that I very much associate with PX sherry. Lots of raisins, golden raisins, dates, and fig paste. Very sweet. Some tropical fruit, but only the candied variety, so not fresh tropical fruit. Still very sweet. A little bit of oak in the background, so a newly built or assembled IKEA furniture, I guess. Some juiciness there, but overall very sweet, very toffee-ish, caramelized. Some honeyed oak. And that is that. The alcohol, not really all that aggressive. 61% is quite something. Try it neat. For 61%, very pleasant. Yeah, could be a 50% ABV whiskey or less. Yeah, but continues what the nose suggested. So lots of toffee flavors, caramelized oak, milk chocolate, a little bit, dates, figs, raisins. Yeah, golden raisins, rum infused, brandy infused. So something you also here in Germany get the chance to try on Christmas markets. So not the usual mulled wine, but a different concoction with raisins inside. So it's quite good, but reminds me of this very much. Very sweet. Yeah, the sweetness is there from start to finish, from nose to the finish. I add some drops of water. A little bit on the sour side. But now very vibrant aromatic wood note. So wood spice, sawdust. Some very mild eucalyptus, giving you a nod that this was indeed matured in active wood, but sweetness prevails, dates and figs prevail. Okay, to the finish. With water. On the palate, no change at all, no. Well, maybe a little bit more menthol, a little bit more eucalyptus. The oak is a little more pronounced and the sweetness recedes. But the sourness I had from my initial with water nose was gone. Finish, medium. Caramel, vanilla, honeyed oak. Does not change one bit from nose to finish. It's very robust in that regard, not very fragile, not very changing. Does not oscillate between this and that. It's straight up what you get from the nose. So it's a real very steady malt. But no flaws either. Yeah. Can take water. It's very affordable. As I said, 60 euros approximately. 10 years of age, 61%. what's not to like, yeah? No flaws whatsoever. Good whiskey. And with that, I would mark this 81 out of 100. Yeah. Let me know in the comments whether you had this cask strength before and what your experience was. I must say it's not really characteristic for Glendronach. It could have been a different distillery as well. Maybe Tamdhu, maybe Glengoyne, maybe Edredar. No, not Edredar. Not Glenfarclas either. But yeah, similarities to the older batches. They are there, but overall not, well, only a shadow to batch 1. But that was the first. The first always needs to be the best, and then the next batches can be always a little bit weaker. That's usually how it goes, at least. This batch is not weak at all, but it's just different. I mean, completely different cask, years after the initial release. So very solid, very, very good whiskey. 88 out of 100. Let me know what you think, and then have a good week, and I'll see you again next time. Bye bye.